your shoes and stop right in the spotlight. It's yours, it's yours, it's yours. It's all about you. Show me amazing things you do. Inspire me. Show me a little thing or two. Motivate me. Nobody do the things you do like you do. 'Cause you love it, that's why we love it. You ready for the rush, the rush, the rush. You ready for the rush, the rush, the rush. You ready for the rush, the rush, the rush. You ready for the rush, the rush, the rush.
Hey, are you ready for the rush? It's your girl Roxy Star, and I'm here to host the 5th season of The Rush. We're so excited to be here with you for another season, and this time we're upping the ante. We're bringing to you amazing surprises and new segments for the show, but we're still gonna give you the latest and greatest in everything entertainment. Today we've got a jam-packed show for you. We're gonna be sitting in studio with the amazing Fernndar as she reveals an exclusive right here with me. We've also got powerhouse bloggers Ianthea Ferguson and Rogan Smith as they talk to us about their experiences at Summit 21. Also, I can't forget about my girl Robs, who's gonna be hitting you hard with the RET news. And then stay tuned for Charo the Fox as he gives us an amazing acoustic performance at the end of the show. And we're gonna start the show off by kicking it over to Crazy Ringo to bring you the Music Box Pick of the Week. Ringo! How to tango?
Thanks, Rox. This week's Music Box video pick of the week is Jay Shepherd, No Surrender. Y'all ever say wine on me?
Wine for the dirt, climb for the dirt. Bust a slow wine for the dirt. And every time you wind up your waist, wine for a bit. You get a lock for me too. You get a wine with me need. No surrender, neither no retreat. Tell her boss a wine on me. She's a pretty little freak. Tick like a clock on the beat. No surrender, neither no retreat. She got me spending every dime on she. She wine for me and she wine for X. You like me or you like the Rolex. See the money green, we popping all checks. Dealing with the team, so baby don't vex. Say you're chilling with the G, so baby don't stress. Who like the breeze, now baby don't left. And anything me want, me baby go get. Cause you know you got the goodness. You get a lock for me too. You get a wine with me need. No surrender, neither no retreat. Tell her boss a wine on me. She's a pretty little freak. Tick like a clock on the beat. No surrender, neither no retreat. She got me spending every dime on shirt. Tell you know me love your sexy body. And me stay fresh, she smell Versace. Your love in me heart, put in wasabi. Tell you know me want put in the doggy. Every time she call me name, she getting on it. Don't care about the fame, she want the daddy. Pull up in at the front, jump in the hardy. Now you know it's time to leave the party. You get a lock for me girl. You get a wine with me need. No surrender, neither no retreat. Tell just pass a wine on me. She's a pretty little freak. Tick like a clock on the beat. No surrender, neither no retreat. She got me spending every dime on she. Wine on the beat, climb on the dirt. Bust a slow wine on the dirt. And every time you wind up your waist, put the wine for repeat. Tell your tiptoe, drop down, pull out me shotgun there. Bring it come, no time for back down. Show time, twist round, pull up and fist down there. Nympho, grip on and let go. Wine for the bird. You get a wine with me need. No surrender, neither no retreat. Girl just wants a wine on me. She's a pretty little freak. Tick like a clock on the beat. No surrender, neither no retreat. Spending every dime on she. Me and she vibe Rolex. Now you like me, you like the Rolex. See the money green, popping all checks. Dealing with the team, so baby don't vex. So you're chilling with the G, so baby don't stress. You like the breeze, now baby don't left. And anything me want, me baby go get. Cause you know you got the goodness.
All right, that was your Music Box video pick of the week. Jay Shepherd, No Surrender. If you want to submit your video to be played on the Music Box, make sure to go to our website, www.elevationnow.com. More of The Rush when we come back right after this.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, my name is Roxy Star, and we've reached a segment of The Rush that I like to call Roxy's Rant. So today's topic is going to be, should women compete for a place in a man's life? Insert roll eye emojis here. Now, one of our viewers, they sent us a message, and they said, Roxy, we want your opinion on this particular topic. And this is actually a text she received from a guy she was dating at the time. So I'm gonna just go ahead and read the message to you that she received. So he says to her, I'm just trying to be honest with you. The reason I gave everyone who wants to be with me a fair playing field is to see who wants to be with me bad enough. So with that comes competition. Just like men know from the start that there are other men who want to be in the life of the same girl we want, even when she doesn't say it. Now it's a female's turn to deal with it, since you all asked to be treated like men. And in this case, I feel that there will be more men who will be honest and have a similar mindset when it comes to choosing their women. So if you can't handle that your position is no longer secure in my life, then I'd like to say to you, you need to realize that it's either this with me or you'll see it again with another guy. Now, there have always been shows like The Bachelor and, Flavor of Love. Here's my thoughts on it. There's a difference between just simply dating and being honest in your dating and a competition. See, a competition gives me the notion that you're a prize. But are you really? And that's where I draw the line. Like, I'm not gonna compete for a man's affection, but I have no issue if there's multiple dating partners in the scenario. We're grown. I'm a proponent of dating. When I went through a bad breakup several years ago, one of the biggest things that I did was I dated. So Tuesday, I might have been out on a date with Tom, and Friday, I might have been on a date with Harry and Peter and Paul, one on Saturday morning for breakfast and the other one Saturday evening for dinner. That's dating, and that's the reality of dating. But I think the problem is we're in a society right now where dating is no longer the norm. We come out of relationships out of high school, or we get into relationships after, and we require so much commitment up front, and you don't even know if you like the person yet. Like, I can't commit if we haven't woken up and I've smelled your morning breath. I can't commit to that yet. I don't know if you're annoying during shower time. I don't know if you chew loudly with your mouth open. So don't expect that type of commitment up front from me. But I see nothing wrong in dating. Here's where I do have an issue: when there is a lack of honesty. If you walk into any type of arrangement with any person, honesty is pivotal. You say, hey, listen, I have no problem going out with you, but just let me make it clear I'm dating 3 other people. And then society has to get away from the stigma that associates dating with sex. Not one and the same. You can date a person and don't have a sexual relationship with them. You can have a sexual relationship with a person and don't date them. So this is really how it is. Will I compete for you? No. Because really and truly, this is going to sound super arrogant. I'm the prize here. Hair flip. But I will date. So should women compete? No, compete is a real strong word. But should we allow our partners to date to make sure that you're getting into a relationship where you really want to be? Of course. And that's Roxy's rant for the day. So make sure that you DM us anything that you have a concern or queries or questions about, anything you want us to address. You can even let us know in the comments or in our DMs what you thought about my rant today. Some are going to agree, some are not. I don't care. It's my rant. You're tuned in to The Rush, bringing you the best in entertainment from throughout the Caribbean and more. Right now, I've got in studio with me the gorgeous, my fellow Freeportian, yes, I said that, Chase Fernndar.
Hey, baby.
How are you, my darling?
I'm great, and you?
Listen, you look amazing.
Thank
you. Glowing. This skin.
Okay, well, listen, when I found out Roxy Star was going to be hosting me, I was like, okay, you got to make sure his hair is snatched, his face is snatched.
Please, don't stop now. Don't stop now.
You know how we go.
Listen, now, what you guys will know is that Chase recently won the Elevation Award for Best Music Video.
Yes.
Sis was killing it. And today, special treat, she's here to debut her new video for her new hit single, 100. Now, Chase.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I'm coming with the hard questions.
I know.
Listen, tell
I
us
know if I'm
about the
ready.
process for getting 100 from your brain to release date.
Okay, well, 100, this song was actually written by Rashad Amont, great friend.
Baby.
Yes.
Shout out RL.
Yes, he's the baby face of the Bahamas. I say it all the time. He's an amazing songwriter. So I just, because I'm such an emotional writer, and my rap is usually very aggressive, I wanted to move away from that. So I worked with Rashad just to kind of put myself in a different space. When I heard 100, it was perfect for me. It sounded like something that I would have written myself.
Listen, it really does.
Right? So when I heard it, I just immediately is like, yes, let's do this. So the hardest part about 100 in the entire production, I must admit, was the video.
Oh, gosh.
Which usually is, the issue day of. You have all
Yes.
sorts of little things that happen, and I just happened to have just a day from hell the last day that we had to shoot. But I mean, it was amazing.
Yes.
It looks amazing.
Yes.
I made it work, and I'm really, really happy about that. But it was a pretty easy process from beginning to almost the end of the entire creation of the song and the video.
Now, you made note, you gave Rashad his credit for writing the song, but I've seen you practice the song, sing the song, and this coming out of your mouth, sis, like this your story.
Yeah.
You know, you got to tell me a little bit about how did you connect with this song so effortlessly? That had to been something that sparked this in your life too.
Definitely. Well, the storyline of 100 thankfully isn't something I'm going through right now, but it is something that I've experienced before. The song is, in my opinion, very relatable. I'm sure if not everybody at some point, everyone has gone through something similar to it, where you're having a hard time accepting things, and so you kind of escape to some kind of a habit,
Yes.
which could end up being a bad habit. So when I heard it, because I had been in that space before, the most difficult part for me was putting myself back in that space. And once you get over heartbreak and things like that, you don't necessarily want to do that. So it did take me a couple of weeks to get it the way that I wanted to, and the way that made it sound like it just came from me and came from my heart. And then also, there was a bit of pressure too that I think caused me to take a little bit longer in getting it to be what it is, because it's someone else's song, you know? And as a songwriter myself, when I've had experiences where I had a song that I wanted to sell to someone, but only you as a songwriter know exactly
where it's coming from.
Right, and what it should sound like and how you should say certain things and this and that. So that made me a bit nervous, but working with Rashad is amazing. He's amazing. He encouraged me to make it my own. So there were tiny little changes that we made in the song to just make it more comfortable for me, and for me to be able to deliver it better and emote it better. So definitely having that experience in the past. If this song was unnecessary, like was written for necessary, it would have been perfect. So definitely having that kind of experience in the past, I just took myself back there and was able to deliver the song in a way that was believable, I guess.
Yeah. And it was very believable. Now, how have you seen you as an artist evolve over the years? Now, what you don't know is I know Chase from before Chase was Chase.
Yes.
So I've personally, up close and personal, seen you in your music, seen your development, seen your drive, seen your passion. I'm seeing you fight as not just an artist, but a female rapper, singer, and you're experiencing people saying she won't rap or she won't sing.
Yeah.
I like her better as a rapper. I like her better as a singer. How have you navigated that? How have you seen the growth and evolution of who you are as an artist and to become Chase Fernndar?
When it all boils down to it, I just decided to trust what it is that I do. You know, what it is that I feel, what it is that I think. And I've never put myself in a box, because to be honest, a lot of people don't know this, but I'm a rocker at heart.
Really?
Yeah, like I think of myself as a rock star.
Drop a song and I'll come back to it. Please.
And my first band experience was actually in a rock band.
Wow.
Right, so I can do all sorts of different genres of music, and I'm just an artist in general. So though I've had experiences where people would say, oh, is she a singer? Is she a rapper? Or even more so experiences where people excluded me from being a rapper, you know, to say,
wow.
Right. And, you know, and I find that when you try to live up to people's expectations, the only person that gets disappointed is you, because you're never living up to your own, and you're never putting what it is that makes you feel good and that makes you a creator and creative. So after a while, in the beginning, I did have people telling me that, you know, you can't rap and sing. You need to choose a struggle, right? And then shortly after that, you had the Nellies coming out, and then now you have the Drakes and the Nicki Minaj's, and like everyone is mixing their genres of music. You know, you have singers that are rapping and rappers that are singing and stuff. So it just got to a point where I was like, you know what? I know what it is that I can do, and I know what it is that I want to do. So, and I've never really felt good doing things for people or for the audience or crowd. Now, I know that in some instances, you have to make exceptions for what the people want. But what I have done for myself is I've made people want what I give them.
I was just going to say thank you for not depriving us.
Exactly.
You know, because sometimes we don't know what we really want.
Right.
And you've always delivered. Chase.
Yes.
Thank you for this exclusive that we're about to have on The Rush. Now, please,
You're very welcome.
please introduce to us the video that our viewers are about to see.
Guys, I'm so excited to introduce to you my new video, 100, right here on The Rush. Woo, Roxy Star, my babe.
Keep it 100, doing 100. Gotta keep it 100, 'cause I'm doing 100. I'm having trouble moving forward. Found the rhythm, can't sing the chorus. Sometimes I feel like I should up and call ya, but your wishes I am tryna honor. Tryna wipe my memory clean. Tryna keep this energy from leaving. But lately it's been difficult breathing. Regret is in the air, and I run out of green, run out of trees. Going for weeks, running on ease since you ran out on me. I still can't believe. Ran out of dreams, I'd run just to please. But to beg ya, baby, that would be weak. And that's just the thing. The one thing that I couldn't be ain't Marie. I'll make 100-yard dash to a bottle, all of my cash till it's fine. 101 nights, it's the brothel. Only thing that seems to clear my mind is 100-yard dash to a bottle, all of my cash till it's fine. 101 nights, it's the motto, only antidote I could find. I wish I could push forward more than you. I wish that I can move it on to better use, 'cause I have been sailing door to door. Nobody wants a broken heart anymore. Truth is, real love's too expensive. Armani can't afford that anymore. Where love is playing it too cool. Gwen Stefani running out of green, out of trees, going for weeks, running on E since you ran out on me. Like my ex, ooh, I can't believe. Thought you were next, say you care, but you leave. You didn't care, you left me here in these streets. Ooh, you kicked the Janet, no Dupree. I see. I gotta make this 100-yard dash to a bottle, all of my cash till it's fine. 101 nights, it's the brothel. Only thing that seems to clear my mind is 100-yard dash to a bottle, all of my cash till it's fine. 101 nights, it's the motto, only antidote I could find. For you, I don't want you, I don't need you, but I think I need another shot.
Yes, guys, the masterpiece that you just saw across your screen is Chase Fernndar's hot new single, 100, exclusively debuted here on TheRush. Now, in case you missed a little nugget, I'm gonna let Chase tell you guys what just happened.
I mean, you can't miss the polished pitbull. You can't miss it. You know, we have history, so I couldn't do it without having a little cameo.
Thank you.
Beautiful Roxy Star, and it's just great how everything is coming into full circle. You know, you've seen me from the conception of Chase, and now you're in the video of this show. Thank you.
Listen, we're gonna jump right into the next segment with Chase, and we're gonna play a little game, and the game is called Don't Look Now, but so in this game, what you're gonna do is you're gonna see a picture on the screen.
Okay.
And I'm counting at you as my free blood sister. Don't shame me.
Oh, jeez.
On the premiere episode of TheRush, please.
Pressure.
You're gonna look at the picture. You're gonna describe to me the picture. I'm gonna try to guess what it is.
Okay.
Don't make me laugh, because you know I don't have no sense. So please, don't make me
I know
laugh.
what these things are.
All right. We're gonna have 60 seconds on the clock, and we're gonna try to crush it. In
Okay.
60 seconds. Okay, I got you if you got me.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna try. I'll try my best. It's an entertainer, local, known for taking off his shirt.
Stilly.
No.
Stilly is taking off his shirt a lot.
He just had a baby
All of them.
with another Bahamian artist.
Dyson.
Yeah. What is that? Okay. On Easter, kids think about this thing,
The Easter Bunny.
right?
Easter basket.
Okay, no.
The
Stay
kid.
there. Wait. Stay. Hold. It's a mammal that's the closest related to us.
What?
The mammal, the animal in
A
the.
lot.
What is a gorilla or ape? What are they?
Monkeys.
Okay. I don't know how you can say that. And the first thing.
Monkey bunny.
Okay. Hold on. Like what?
What? There we go. It's all killing us.
Okay. He is probably the fiercest bombshell that you've blonde bombshell that you've ever seen on live TV. He has a TV show, with other people that look like him, that look like a girl, a female. What do you call it? Okay. My baby! Okay. All right. He's on it. I'll believe it when...
I see it.
Another is a really ridiculous thing that they would say when it's bacon, before it's bacon.
I believe it. What?
What is bacon before it's bacon? What?
Pig. I believe when pigs fly.
Boom. Okay. See, we're actually all right at this. We're right at this.
Listen to me.
It wasn't too bad.
I have had the most fun in the studio with you today.
Of course. You know this is
I
what
am
about.
so excited for everything that's about to happen in your career.
Thank you.
Feel free to cameo me in any other videos.
Of course. And not only cameos. I have other plans for you too.
Don't tell them yet. Oh my God! Listen to me. Make sure you follow Trace Fernndar on her social media handle. Make sure you stream all of her music on all streaming platforms. And today, 100 is dropping also on all streaming platforms.
That's right.
We're so excited to have you here with us at TheRush, Trace Fernndar. It is great pleasure.
Yes, baby.
Mwah.
What happened, girl? Man, I have a date tonight and I'm trying to find something to wear, but you know you can never find nothing in Nassau.
But where are you looking?
Facebook. Why, girl? And you know that's where everybody has come for recommendations.
Tidal Pass. It's a virtual mall in the palm of your hand.
Oh my God.
It's free on the App Store, and you can find anything you need in the Bahamas with it. Everything is there, okay? You trying to find a dress? Just type it in.
Can't find what you need when you need it? Download Tidal Pass today and get connected to a variety of local businesses, restaurants, clothing stores, makeup artists, and more. Download the app now. Tidal Pass. Shopping just got a whole lot easier.
Welcome to the show, MDs. How are you?
Glad to be here.
All right. So
I
what's
welcome
poppin'?
myself to your show.
Oh, that's how you gotta do it now. You
Gotta
gotta
be
step
different,
in.
you know what I
No
mean?
invitation, but I
Yeah,
still
I
do it.
take over things.
But me not fear no guy, no. No matter how hard them a spite me. Me just a go and do me thing now. Me just a do it like Nike. Me just a do it like Nike. Me just a do it like Nike.
Is this that thing that you love doing so much that you would
Yes.
do this for love?
You would do it for love. And even when you think you're doing something for free, it isn't really free per se, because the experience and, you know, the connection that you take away from each time you do something that good or that thorough, you know what I mean? It becomes more than just the monetary worth of things.
Love is patient and understanding. It's not fighting every day.
And how did you get to earn your respect, earn, you know, the type of buzz that you have now?
Hard work, perseverance, always elevating myself, you know, always looking for the next step, and no fear. Yeah. And the main thing is I don't put this on anybody. This is my journey, this is my dream, so I strike as hard as I can for it, for me.
And the Elevation Award goes to MD.
Shout out to my team, you know. I'd like to say especially shout out to my brother Big L. He's been a pivotal. Big L, run up here quick, Big L, come. But I can't do nothing without this guy right here. You know, if anyone I could say believed in the brand MDs and put their money behind it, not just my money, it was this guy. And to find someone in the Bahamas that believe in somebody else that much, because this ain't his dream, this is my dream. And I can leave you all with one thing, people. Your dream is your dream. This ain't the radio producer's dream. This ain't the promoter's dream. This ain't the DJ dream. This is our dream, so we gotta go for it ourselves. No more blaming governments or no one else. Let's get it. Watch the whole of them sweat this
year when me turn up the heater. The whole of them sweat this year when me turn up the heater. Watch the whole of them sweat this year when me turn up the heater. Hello.
So what you guys would have just seen was a tribute to the late, great MD's Night. MD's was a legendary Bahamian reggae artist who tragically lost his life just a few weeks ago to senseless violence in the streets of Nassau. His loss sent shockwaves throughout the community from every single sect. Whether you knew him personally or you were just touched by one of his songs over the last 20 years, it was a tragic loss and you felt it. Right now joining me in studio is Sammy Starr, another legendary Bahamian music icon who is not only that but also a personal friend of Devon Knight. And we're just going to talk a little bit about what that experience has been working with him throughout the years, as well as how the loss of such a great musical legend has affected you. So tell me a little bit about you guys' relationship and how long you've known him.
Well, I've known him since around the first or second year he really started to get into music, which would have been shortly after he got out of high school, right? And so I was a little boy, little teenager, just coming out of school. He's a few years older than I am, but I remember when I moved to Nassau to go to, it was COB then, and I was calling around trying to find studios and stuff like that so I could go in the studio and learn how to produce and, record music and all that good stuff. And I found a studio called Milky Way. It was owned by Greg White. And there was an engineer in there, Sam Gray and Angelo Martin. And fast forward from that, they worked along with Greg White, and to get all the equipment and stuff like that, I went to that studio, I met them, and we took everything and moved to Carmichael Road and opened what was called Funk Epidemic Recording Studios.
Wow. Yes.
Right? And so we were all in there setting everything up. The studio was up and running, brand new, bunch of guys, bunch of young guys, teenagers, young adults, just trying to start to get into this music thing. And right when we were just getting started, in walks D's, along with Tico. We call him Chronic now, right?
Tico, we can call his real name.
Yeah, Tico. I think he had to have been in grade 7.
Wow.
He had to be in grade 7.
Tico?
He had to be like 7, 8 at most, grade 8 at most.
This is powerful.
Yeah, so they walk in together. They had a little dance hall group called Dusty 2, right? They walk in looking for a producer to do a track for them or whatever. I was the producer at the time.
Okay.
And so Deez was like, yo, who this little boy is? Y'all got producing my paying for this, Like,
I can imagine it.
You know how he's on, right? He's like, hey, paying for this, I paying for this, right? And so, me, I'm a little dude from the island. I get scared, so
now,
yeah, you know what I mean?
That's a lot, give me a second.
Yeah, so I'm in the corner just kind of pacing myself, and Sam was like, no, he all right, he could do his thing, just watch him, And so I went to the keyboard and I started pecking out the melody notes to what he was saying in the song. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, all right, you know what you're doing. All right, okay, cool, let's go, And we worked on the song. He, myself, and Rick Carey. Rick Carey's now, Rick Carey.
Rick Carey.
Right?
Need no more introduction.
And so Rick Carey and I, we worked on that song. And that was called the Dusty 2 Anthem. That was the first song that I knew that they really put out like that, Other sources say that Deez had music out before that, but this had only been like maybe 3 years of him being out of high school. So, I don't know.
Right.
But that was the first time we met, the first day and time that we met. Deez joined our crew, our Funk Epidemic crew. He became a part of our family. Tico came now and again because they had a group, but Deez actually joined the family. So it was all of us. It was like rappers, singers, dancehall artists, dancers. Alan Pacino Wallace came out of that he was our artist in there. He would paint on the walls and stuff.
Gotcha.
He would practice on
I learned
plywood.
so much about how so many people got their start.
We were all in that camp, all of us, you know, and we just grew as a family. Year after year after year, we just grew as a family. We became brothers. His mom took me as a son. My parents took him as a son. He would come by us. I'd go by them. You know, weekends, all kind of stuff. Like you know how boys grow up together. That was us. We did everything together. Everything musically. We went to church together. We traveled together. Everything. I remember the biggest thing is when we went to Baltimore as a group, the whole Funk Epidemic squad. We had the opportunity to get signed by BET. This is when BET had just really started blossoming, and we moved to Baltimore, all of us. We were like in this one-bedroom apartment
This
place.
is powerful.
All of us. It was like 8 of
years.
us, right? And we were there. We living there, like basically nothing to eat, just hustling, whatever. And that was a learning experience for us, and we became even closer. We became even more of a family. Fast forward from then, we stayed together as a family, and we stayed together as brothers, as a musical family. We saw each other get our first music hit. You know, we saw each other get our first hit songs. And we were with each other through all the low times as well. He was the biggest encouragement for me, musically, right? He was one of the main, if not the main person in the music industry that kept me going whenever I hit a low point, right? Like just watching his drive and his hustle, and to know where his drive and hustle started, and to see so many years later it was at the same point in terms of how hungry he was. That was the main thing that kept me going as an artist. He would call me. He'd be like, you know, yeah, bro, I know I see you in on that show, but don't worry about that. You can be on the next one. You know, like he would do stuff like that, you know? He would send me a WhatsApp message, say, bro, you know, I hear your new song, that song hot or whatever, blah, 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 you know, change this, change that, or whatever you want me coming through, I come through. And we had so many conversations, heart conversations that obviously everybody wouldn't know about because he wouldn't make it public. You know what I mean? And that, man, it's just so much. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here and I still can't believe that he's not here.
And there's a smile on my face only because he was always such a happy person.
All the time.
Like everything was always positivity and positive vibes. You know, and in light of a lot of things that have come out surrounding his death, you know, people may take one bad choice or one instance and try to make that the character of a man. But let me tell you, Sammy, the one thing they never wanted to do was come to battle with me on social media about these. Last year, I lost my job, and I was in a dark place. This was the first time I was ever unemployed with a toddler. Now, if it's just me, I could figure it out, you know, lights cut off, cool, I got candles. You know, landlord come, I got someone couch I could sleep on. But one day I was dropping my daughter to work. Deez texted me, said, what you doing? I said, heading out east right now to drop my daughter. He said, pass by the house. Passed by the house. We went in the studio, we sat down. He said, I want you to listen to something. He played one of his actual newest songs that would have just dropped this year. And I sat down and I said, oh my God, this is hot. Come write me one verse. I trying to get on this song. I trying to get on this song. He said, what? You ready to work? You ready to work? I'm ready to put you in the studio now. And he saw so much excitement come out of my face. Yeah. And he said, you know, something rocks. I know you're going through a time right now, but your heart can make room for you. You have people out here who cheering for you in every back alley. The same amount of people who trying to pull you down, you got 10 times cheering you on. Yeah. And let me tell you something, he started giving me little projects just to keep me busy. And if I could tell you no word of lie, I have an amazing village around me. But these stepped up to the plate to take me from a place where I almost felt like I was in despair and brought me to a place where it was okay in a dark time to see light, because sometimes you feel it's not okay to be happy in your darkness. Like, this don't make sense. Yeah. And he made that made sense to me. And they woke me up out of my sleep to tell me what happened.
Oh, man.
And I hadn't slept for days after. I felt like I couldn't sleep. And then I started thinking about people like you and Kenneth and Big L and people who have been not only in his career, but in his personal life. Y'all go to each other kids' parties. Y'all stand Godfather. You know what I mean? Like, y'all are intertwined. And I felt that so much because one of the things he managed to do is form that brotherhood.
Yeah.
And he never hid information from anyone who wanted to come in the industry.
Yeah.
He never hid that help from people.
Yeah.
And for me personally, that encouragement and that I love you, sis, at the end of a WhatsApp conversation is, you know, what I miss the most. And I know that it's hard to deal with, but how has losing him reinforced what you want to do moving forward in the industry?
You know, well, the first thing is probably the impact that his passing has had immediately on our little society. You know, to see, I know how hard he worked on his music. I know that, right? I know how hard he worked on himself as a person to be a good and decent human being. Deez would take the expensive shoes off of his feet and give it to someone that needed it, like in real time, right there and then. Not I coming back, I can bring you some.
Take them.
He'd take them off right there and give them to someone. He'd take all the money out of his pocket right there and give it to someone that needed it. To see that after his passing, that people actually knew that, even though it didn't become, even though it wasn't on the cover of a newspaper or there wasn't a newscast on it or something like that. He didn't put a big write-up on social media about it, but the impact was there. And you see it from all the love that society is showing. What that did for me was it encouraged me to keep working, because even though people may not scream your name, they feel what you're doing.
Yes.
Especially if it's sincere.
Yes.
They feel what you're doing.
Yes.
And obviously he can't see that now. Yeah. He can't feel that now. I mean, I believe he's looking down on you and he sees it and he's smiling, right? But to see that that's the effect that something like that has, that's the biggest encouragement for me. That's the biggest takeaway for me from this entire process, to see the kind of impact that hard work, drive, and dedication and sincerity, you know, to see how that pays off, even if you don't readily see it, but to see that it does pay off, that's probably my biggest takeaway from it.
You know, and I love that. And to our viewers, we have lost a legend, we have lost a humanitarian, we have lost a friend, we have lost a brother. And I think the biggest tribute that we can give to Devon MD's night is to pick up where he left off and to continue his mantra, less talk, more action. Thank you so much for being in studio with me today, Sammy Star, and thank you so much for sharing those beautiful memories that you have of MD's, and I know that we can see him live on through you.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. No question about it.
So stay tuned as we bring you more of The Rush, and feel free to follow all of our social media pages. We will be giving you definite updates for the memorial service of Devon MD's night. This is The Rush. We will return shortly.
Every single day, I'm gonna make.
I know there's a lot of work, so thank you.
That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
We're back, and this is The Rush. Now, we all have to agree that in recent years, bloggers and social media influencers have been a really big thing. I mean, we started documenting everything from fashion to health to a day in the life of your cat. So today we're going to be joined by Bahamian bloggers Ayanthea Ferguson and Rogan Smith to talk to us a bit about what they've experienced in the whole blogging sphere, not only here but internationally, as well as their recent trip to Summit 21. Do I have that right? Yeah. Summit 21 in Atlanta. So tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, where do you want to start?
Listen, I want to start from the beginning and I want to hear everything.
So the beginning of the trip or beginning of blogging?
Give me a little bit about where you started in blogging and how you transitioned into that.
All right, perfect. So I started out in news as a reporter, an anchor, a writer for just about every local newspaper on the island, and I just got tired of it. I just felt like my creative bug was kind of being stifled. I was tired of the crime and the politics and the murder and the running after the union busting stories, and I'm like, I just went home, started a little scrappy blog one day because I want to talk about nail polish and lipstick and traveling and just talk about, like, I don't like cats with my dog, right? And I just started my little Weebly website, and for me that was like my creative outlet. And so I took it from there with my husband. I always have to give him props because honestly, if it wasn't for him, honestly, he was like, you got to do this and you got to do this big. I was like, I don't want to do it big. Let me just write here. He's like, no, got me a professionally done website, and I just started to write from everything, my traveling, like you say, talking about a day in the life of me, things I was going through, and I just realized that I could do this on my own. So I started a lot of online web shows, like A Mouthful, The Click, and I'm like, I think I want to take this to the next level. So randomly one day I just quit my job, and I'm like, I'm just going to pursue this. Let me see where it takes me. And from then to now, it's been an amazing journey.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Rogan, what about you? Tell us a little bit about you.
My journey is so similar to Ayanthea's. Again, we both work inside media.
This is a trend then. So this is a trend.
Yeah,
it should be.
It should be a trend. It's a sorority, I suppose. And like her, I got really frustrated with just dealing with the regular in and out of, dealing with politics and crime. And I think deep inside of a lot of writers is a creative.
Mm-hmm.
We are creative.
Yes.
And I wanted to do something completely different. And so about a year and a half ago, I decided I was going to go full throttle into blogging. I was still holding down a regular job, but this was just like my passion. It was just my outlet. And so that's what I did. I decided to come up with this wonderful name with the help of my niece Ashley, this Bahamian gal.
Shout out Ashley.
Shout out to Ashley Smith, my baby. Because, at the end of the day, I didn't want anything that felt pretentious. I wanted something that felt authentically me. And so I said, you know what, at the end of the day, I want people to be like, you see what this Bahamian gal, right?
Nice.
That's why I came up with the blog, and it's been a wonderful journey ever since.
Now, for those of you who are viewing with us over all of our streaming, Summit 21 is a conference that happens in Atlanta, and it celebrates the multicultural millennium woman as a social media influencer, blogger, and those who are taking that internet aspect of media to the next level.
Yeah.
So now, ladies, what was that experience like?
Well, for me, first of all, I have to give props to Ayanthea because she told me about the conference.
Nice.
She travels to all these conferences. But for me, it was just a wonderful opportunity to be in a room full of like-minded women who I didn't feel a competitive spirit with any one of them. They all felt like they wanted everybody to succeed. I know. And so it was great to see everybody from Morgan DeBond, who was the founder of the event, and just interacting with so many girl bosses and a few guy bosses as well. I don't want to leave them out, but it was just a wonderful event to learn and take your personal and your professional life to the next level.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So Ayanthea, she said you travel to these conferences often. So first of all, props on sharing information.
Yeah.
Of course. That to me is a huge stop within the industry, especially among females. For some reason, we feel that we can't share information.
Right.
So shout out for that.
Yeah, she's like that.
How did you start going to these conferences, finding these conferences, and knowing which ones to go to?
Well, this was actually the second blogger influencer conference I'd been to. 2 years ago, I went to Bloggerlicious in Miami. I had an amazing time. I just felt like for me, I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to be around people who are doing the same thing I'm doing, and unfortunately I couldn't find that here. I couldn't find that support system, I couldn't find that, just that group of people who were doing the blogging and struggling with trying to find someone to take pictures in the middle of a Wednesday or struggling to find content to write. I'm like, you know what, let me just travel to this and see what it's about, and I literally found my community there. So came around this year, and I'm like, you know what, Rogan had reached out to me early in the year, saying, Ayanthea, I started this blog, I see what you're doing, let's link up, let's do some stuff. I said, Rogan, sure, I'm thinking about going to this blogger conference in Atlanta. You should go, let's check it out. And that was an absolutely amazing experience. I went and I wrote about it on my Instagram. I went into that thing feeling so defeated, deflated. I'm like, I'm just tired of trying to find content. I'm really tired of trying to think of what's the next thing to put. I felt almost like a slave to my website and to my social media platforms. And I did post and like, listen, y'all ain't gonna get what y'all been getting from me on the regular. I'm just gonna be posting regular homegirl stuff. If y'all see me post my toenail polish, then that's what it's gonna be. Don't look for no grandiose thing from me. But I left that thing filled with ideas and rimming over with just a renewed passion for what it is that I do. And so I think it was worthwhile. It was worth my time going there.
You know, one of the things that I love too, we heard from a woman called Alex Wolf, and she was just incredible because one of the things that a lot of people struggle with is the numbers, is a numbers game.
Definitely.
Saying, okay, I don't have a lot of followers, that sort of thing, but you have to focus on what it is that you're doing, what you feel passionate about, and then the numbers will come, but engagement is so important as well. Because you can have all these numbers and you're not engaging with the people, then what's the point, So it was good to hear different perspectives from different speakers at that event.
Now, Rogan, you spoke about leaving the traditional realm of media, going into the blogging. But aside from that, aside from wanting to do something that authentically captures you, what would you say would have been another inspiration to just drop it all and move into something you're passionate about full time?
Another inspiration? I mean, like I said, I've always just been a creative, and so I know that this is only the starting point for me. The blogging is just the starting point. I work as a columnist, I work as a talk show host as well, and so those things have kept me very connected to the industry. But I just got tired. I can't explain it. I'm always shocked that there's so many people who are in our industry who aren't even thinking about branching out into different things. Like they will do news for the rest of their life, and I guess that's okay. That's okay. I'm not judging it. But for me, it wasn't enough. I wanted a little bit more. And so this right now is just the starting point. And I know a lot of creatives. There are people who are creatives at heart, and they're working these regular 9 to 5 and 9 to 5:30 gigs, and they don't want to be there. And so I want them to know that they can still have their little side hustle and do this, and then when they're ready to make the full transition, that can happen as well.
Now, one of the biggest things that I look for when I follow a blogger or another creative is that vulnerability, that insight into your real life. You know, some people, they're gonna do it for the gram. So many people just do it for the visual of social media. Now I am here. Hey. You are so raw and open with your weight loss journey to a point. You reached the weight loss here. You stand up on camera. But you stripped bare naked for your followers. You let them know that this is a journey, this is a struggle. Like, how did you get to that point?
I've always been an open book, honestly. If anybody were care enough to take the time to know me, like, I would just tell you all my business, right? Leaving some stuff off the table, but I am just an open book. And I'm just always honest, and I just like to keep it real. I don't have time to play games. I don't have time to pretend as if all's good in the hood when it really ain't, And I started to feel fat. Every time I feel fat. I feel horrible. To the point where I just hated to take photos. If y'all look at my page, everything was like an old photo being posted. And I'm like, hold on, this ain't really me, And I just started to feel, personally, like I know that I wasn't being my best. I got very lazy, and I just was cooking up all the scrumptiousness and going out to late dinners. And being a newlywed. It's like, okay, how do I balance all of this, right? So there was that factor. And then there was the factor of, everybody just talking about the weight. And so I'm just like, you know what, if y'all want to see the belly, see the rolls, see the back, here it is. I don't care, I'm shame. I mean, for me, it was eye-opening for me even, but I just thought that I had to share it because I knew that so many other people were probably battling the same thing, suffering in silence and didn't know how to cope or didn't know how to deal. And for me, it was just if y'all want to talk about it, let's just go. But when y'all see this summer body then you'll let us talk about it.
So listen, the other thing about being a creative is sometimes you get to do the silly things and the fun things, and you get to show the unique side of who you are or who you want to be today. And that's the fun side that a lot of people don't get to see often. So we're gonna play a game. A lip sync battle. Say get ready for the epic 60-second lip sync battle. I'm gonna take it on. I know that. Patrice Morel, feeling good. It's Cyanthia Ferguson.
Patrice Morel. Here we go again. Woke up this morning, time to face a new day. Ain't gonna let nobody pull me down, they can't get in my way. See, since I was small, I'm not cure at all. The music take control of me, I just can't refuse it. 'Cause tomorrow's not promised to no one to live there. Hey, right now I'm feeling. Right now I'm feeling good. Right now I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling. Right now I'm feeling. Right now I'm feeling good. Right now I'm feeling good. Wind your waist if you're feeling good. Wind your waist if you're feeling good. Take wine if you're feeling good. Take wine if you're feeling good. Wind your waist if you're feeling good. Wind your waist if you're feeling good. Take wine if you're feeling good. Take wine.
And here to perform Destra's hit single Lucy, Rogan Smith.
Queen of Bacchanal. I grew up as a real good girl, always home, don't go nowhere.